Hi again, Ed Bates here from Kilworth Chiropractic. So what I'd like to discuss and explore in this next series of videos is why we get sick. Now, although there may be 10,000 different labels and names given to various conditions, there are in fact really only two causes. An external cause, which is also caused organic, or an internal or functional cause. So firstly, what do they mean by organic? Well, simply something that comes from the outside, such as a trauma, a fall, a cut, a gunshot wound, a burn, a sting, or a bite, or you've been poisoned. These are all external causes and are things that traditional medicine excel at. However, unfortunately, external causes only account for about 8% of all health problems. So what about the remaining 92%? Well, these are classified as functional problems and have an external cause, but what does that mean? Well, if you ask your GP or any consultant what causes the majority of illnesses, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and so on, you're likely to get the same answer, and that is, I don't know. Why? Because the cause lies within. There is no one physical cause. In other words, the problem's not external, rather it lies in either your mind or your soul. Now, before you think I'm getting all space age and woo-woo here, it's important to realize that we live in three worlds. The physical world, which we're obviously all aware of, as we can perceive it with our five outer senses, our primary senses, namely sight, smell, touch, taste, and sound. But the other two planes are the metaphysical worlds, namely of the mind and the spirit. Metaphysical simply meaning above, beyond, or beside the physical world. And these worlds are those that we can perceive with our five inner senses, namely intuition, perception, will, imagination, and reason. Now, to truly understand why anyone gets sick from a functional or internal cause, or what is now coined psychosomatic by the medics, it's essential to delve into these three worlds a little more deeply. So as I mentioned, we live in three worlds, which are referred to as the three planes or the three worlds of existence. And these are called the etheric plane, the soul, the astral plane, the mind, and the corporeal plane, the body. Now, to make this a little simpler, the etheric plane is also known as the world of ideas, the astral plane as the world of thoughts, and the corporeal as the world of things. So first of all, the etheric plane, or the world of ideas. All ideas reside in the etheric plane, and all ideas here are perfect. Think about it. Everything that is now visible was once invisible and started as an idea. The Wright brothers had an idea that they could make a machine that could fly. Alexander Bell conceived the idea of a phone, the computer, the car. Everything started as an idea. So with regards to our health, there's an idea of perfect health, or let's just say perfect digestion. But conversely, there's also an idea of perfect sickness or perfect cancer. In other words, any idea, no matter what it is perfect. And these ideas all exist in this world. Now, until I just mentioned, say, perfect digestion, the likelihood is that you hadn't even considered it. Yet the idea was always there, just waiting to be grabbed. And by mentioning the idea of perfect digestion, I have now brought it down from the idea world into the astral plane, or the world of thoughts. However, if I was to change topic and talk about the weather instead, then the thought of perfect digestion would simply return to the idea world. But, and this is really important, if we were to focus on the thought and idea of perfect digestion by talking about it, by reading about it, imagining it, visualizing it, then the idea of perfect digestion becomes a concept. And what is a concept? Well, a concept is a fixed idea or belief that you have in your subconscious mind. And all concepts in your subconscious mind manifest in the thing or corporeal world. In other words, whatever concepts or beliefs you have in your subconscious mind will materialize, whether it's in your body or indeed in your life. In other words, if you really concentrate and focus on, say, perfect digestion and take appropriate action, that's exactly what will manifest and happen in your body. Now, as we'll discuss in the next video, the ramifications for this on your life are huge, because what you think about and concentrate on is exactly what you will become, whether that is positive or negative. And on that note, have a great week, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.